Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Kråkan, and welcome to Classic Movie Rambles, where I talk about old movies that I found in my closet while cleaning. This week's movie is Lego Batman the movie, and it's about 1 hour and 44 minutes long. And the movie starts with Batman narrating the intro. He says, like every good movie starts with a black screen, and then he comments on the logos that flash across the screen. And then cutting to a plane about to land, and it's full of explosive dynamite and grenades and stuff. And of course the plane gets hijacked by the Joker, and there's a funny scene where the pilot and the Joker argue about, well, Batman will always stop you, that's what he does. And then cutting to the city, which is under attack by all the villains of the Batman universe, like the Riddler, the Scarecrow, the Clayface, and everyone is there. And the mayor is sent in to negotiate with the Joker. And there's also like a bomb that's been planted. So it turns out the mayor is Batman in disguise, and he basically kicks their butts, and he does so while singing like in a metal song. Because and how he does this, because he's Batman. That's how he's managing this. I thought that was funny. So then Batman and the Joker argues, and it's kind of funny how Batman can't actually admit the Joker is his arch nemesis, and how he never meant anything to him. And Joker gets sad, and then the Joker says, you have to choose between me and the bomb, and Batman chooses the bomb basically, and he defuses the bomb, and he gets celebrated for the deed, and he goes to an orphanage to dump off some merch. He's not a good person, not at all. And one of the orphans, like, he is the Robin to be in this universe, Dick Grayson, and he's a big fan of Batman obviously, but Batman doesn't care. So yeah, it started really bad. And then Batman goes home to the Bat Cave, and he calls his computer Pewter, which I thought was funny, because he wants to be cool. So this is one of the more funnier scenes. He goes into the kitchen. He has like this mansion kind of robe, and he goes into the kitchen to fix some food for himself. So he puts a lobster in the microwave, and it's this funny scene where he just does mouth sounds like, and he just waits for the lobster to cook, and then he cuts to him in a cave, eating the lobster, making a kick-ass guitar solo, and watching a movie later with Tom Cruise, which is supposed to be kind of sad, but he laughs at it. I thought, like, he laughs at the wrong place. I think that's the funny line, because and then sometime later, he's looking at the family photos. The tragic story about Batman is that he lost his parents in an alleyway. They got killed by a robber. So while he's mementing or looking at these pictures, Alfred comes up from behind him, and Batman gets jump scared, and he kicks Alfred into a piano. And Alfred tells him to, like, take responsibility and dealing with his emotions and stuff, and then Batman just says, like, he doesn't want to do that. And it's funny to see where he moves in, like, stop motion, like he just says no to everything Alfred said, like no, and he goes up the stairs, and he starts to beatbox. I don't know, there's something about this humor that hits me in the right spot. It's just so childish, but I like it. So he's supposed to go to this I think it's Commissioner Gordon's retirement party, but he doesn't want to go, but they play dress up, and all of a sudden he wants to go. So he gets down to, like, the festivities, and while this is happening, the Joker is watching TV, and he sees Superman, and he talks about the Phantom Zone and how all the bad guys are in there basically, and that sparks an idea into the Joker's head. He gets a really nasty idea. And then Bruce arrives at the party, and Richard is there with the orphanage. The orphanage actually singing a song, and Batman is distracted by the new commissioner, Barbara, Jim Gordon's daughter, obviously. So while Dick is proposing these ideas about Bruce adopting him as his son, and he just says, yeah, sure, whatever, yeah, sure, why not? And he doesn't realize that at this time he's actually adopted the new Robin, Dick, or Richard. And I thought it was kind of funny because he's so distracted by looking at Barbara. So Barbara becomes the new commissioner, and she wants less Batman and more teamwork, and Bruce doesn't like this at all. And all of a sudden the bad guys attack, and Batman changed, or Bruce changed into his bat suit, and Barbara kicks butt, and all of a sudden, the Joker and the bad guys give up, and they get put into prison, and suddenly Batman is out of a job, so he doesn't know what to do. So Batman goes to prison and spies on the Joker, and Barbara catches him in the act, and there's this funny scene where he's having he's having an inner monologue. He's talked really quiet, but Barbara actually hears him, and I thought it was stupid, because most superheroes has this inner monologue. And then Batman returns to his cave, and Alfred has changed the password to his computer, parental lock, also a funny joke, and he tells Bruce or Batman to take responsibility. He has a son now, and of course it's Dick Grayson or Robin, and Alfred lets him into the cave, and Robin gets to meet Batman. And this is this funny scene where Dick or Richard says does Batman live in Bruce Wayne's basement? No. Batman Bruce Wayne lives in Batman's attic. I thought that was kind of a funny line, because it's I don't know, it's just funny humor. So Batman needs to get into Superman's fortress to get the Phantom Zone projector, and that's the thing that the Joker wanted all along. So he actually gets helped by Richard, because he has this. He's quick and nimble. He's good at listen. Not very good parenting on his part. Just become a dad, and he's acting like a douche. So Richard gets a costume, and so they go to Superman's party, and it's the anniversary of the Justice League, and Batman was not invited. So Batman just forces himself into there, and he to distract Superman and the others, but they don't care if he's there or whatnot. So Batman guides Richard through the complex trap of the Solitude Fortress, and he gets the Phantom Zone projector. So Batman is proud over Robin, but he can't show his emotion, because he's not he's just not a good person at this point. So so they sneak into the police station, and Barbara catches them, and they're forced to fight. And then Joker and Batman argue, and Batman uses the Phantom Zone projector on Joker to send him to the Phantom Zone, and Batman and Robin gets locked up in the one of the cells. And Joker gets to meet all the bad guys in the Phantom Zone, which is kind of funny. It's like Godzilla, King Kong, Voldemort, Sauron, all these bad guys that I thought and even the bad robots from Doctor Who, I think. Yeah, I forgot what they're called, but those robots that I think they say Destroy or something. The Dalek, I think they're called. It's kind of funny seeing he convinces them to go back basically to their time to deal with his biggest threat. So they return to Gotham City, because Harley Quinn actually steals the Phantom projector in the real time or whatever, and brings them back. So now all chaos ensues in Gotham City. So the bad guys go to the Batcave, because Sauron knows what it is, because he can see everything. And then Barbara lets Batman and Robin out on one condition, that they will help each other because they're a team, and Alfred joins them too. And because Batman is a master builder, he managed to build a flying machine, and he crams them all in there, and they're supposed to fight all these master villains, and the plane or the flying machine breaks down part by part, and Alfred falls out of the thing, and Barbara saves him, and they manage to take out Sauron, and they take a picture together. And it seems like they trust each other, but Batman locks him into the shutter, which is this bat kind of machine. It basically looks like a bat, and he tells the machine to go away to get them to safety, because he needs to do this alone. And then Batman faces the Joker, and they talk it out, and Joker sends Batman to the Phantom Zone, and Batman gets scared by the AI that's in the Phantom Zone, and he drop-kicked it, just as he did with Alfred. And then the AI scans him, and it kind of tells him he's not a bad guy, but he's behaving like a bad guy. So Batman makes a deal with the AI that if he brings back all the bad guys to the Phantom Zone, things will be good. So that's what he does. He goes back from the Phantom Zone. He gets sent back to pick up the bad guys, and there's this funny scene where he gets reunited with Barbara and all the other, Robin and Alfred, and because they override the shutter commands, and he's supposed to say that he's sorry, but it's so hard for him, so he almost faces like I'm like through gritted teeth, like trying to say that he's sorry. It's really hard for him, but then he actually explains like the reason he sent them away was that he was afraid that they might get hurt, and he wouldn't bear to have the pain to lose someone else in the process. And they team up and they start to fight the bad guys, getting them in one by one. And then there's the final battle after everything is taken back to the Phantom Zone, and Joker has placed a bomb right on the Gotham City, and it explodes, and everything gets like the cityscapes kind of get split into two, and all the Lego guys, band together to like pull it together. They attach their limbs to limbs, if that makes sense, and try to pull Gotham together again. And Joker and Batman has a heart-to-heart, and they actually help each other to put Gotham back together, because he says like, well, you are my arch nemesis, and they kind of bond together. So that's the happy story. Gotham gets whole again, and Batman has to go back to the Phantom Zone because he has to pay for his crimes, and he also reveals to Robin that he's Bruce. So there's this funny scene where Richard realized that it's the same person and whatnot. So Batman tries to go back to the Phantom Zone, but he can't because he's not really a bad guy. And that's the end of the movie. They're like one happy family. They do all these things like Bruce used to do in the past. They eat lobster, and they watch the same movie and they laugh at the same joke, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. So what do I think about this movie, Lego Batman? It's a funny movie. Definitely like a movie that you can watch with your kids and whatnot. And even I, as a I don't want to say, but a full-grown adult, I can actually enjoy the humor. There's something about like Batman trying to be cool, and he's so egotistic and just turn out to be like an a-hole, but it's just like he's likable, and see him like warm up to the idea of having a family and belonging to something and actually feeling good about himself and not being so moody. And it's a good movie for what it is, and I actually enjoyed watching it. I laughed at the stupid jokes. Maybe I just have bad humor, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.